Hey, it's Patty with Windermere Stellar in Portland, and I just wanted to share a little story about a first-time home buyer I had the pleasure of working with recently. This person came to me as a referral from a client I had sold a house to a few years ago, and she was going to be a first-time home buyer. She was renting in the Portland area, and I think she told me 3 times in the last 2 years the houses that she was living in were getting sold, so she was forced to move. And, her dream was to buy her own home, but having a modest income and knowing the Portland market, she knew that we were in for kind of a challenge, and she was a little disheartened because of the competitiveness out there and the lack of available inventory. But she had told me that she was looking for a unicorn, and I am always up for a challenge and an adventure. So we took the reins and went looking. We saw some dogs, I will admit, and there were some scary moments in some of the houses we saw. But ultimately, and it didn't take that long, we found her something that was not exactly what she was looking for originally. It didn't fit all of her criteria, but it was such a cute house that was in way better condition than some of the ones we had seen in the past. And she made an offer and it got accepted. Uh, we had a long escrow because of just certain things in our market here. So we chose to do almost a 2-month escrow. And there was one day after all of the negotiations and the inspections and repairs and everything had come to pass, and it had been several weeks since she had been at the house. And there was one afternoon I just called her up. I said, do you want to go visit your house? We're still a few weeks out, but sometimes there's a little lull in the activity, and I just thought she might like that. So she was very surprised that I had suggested it and very happy. And so we went over to the house and she brought a couple of her friends and they got to see the house, and her excitement level was even bigger than it was in the beginning when she was kind of stressing out about the offer and the negotiations and so on. And now we were just kind of in that smooth sailing to the end. And I got to experience her excitement as she ran through the house and made plans and measured and talked about what she would do where, and it was so energizing, and it was just so exciting. And then when that was all done, the five or six of us, we all sat around on the living room floor and just sort of hung out. And there was a moment where she got kind of quiet, and she just said to the group, she said, I just am so excited that this is mine. It's going to be mine in a few weeks. She goes, I just couldn't believe that this was happening and that the people in the room all had a part in making her dream come true. And she thanked all of us individually, and it was so touching. It was so moving and so positive. And the fact that I got to be a part of that was I can't even really describe how it felt. I almost got emotional, and I told her later that she had really made my day. And she has moved into her house. She celebrated her first Thanksgiving there. I am keeping in touch with her. I cannot explain how honored I am when things like this work out and I get to be a part of it. So many, many more years of happiness for her. I hope that she loves that house forever, and I'll be keeping in touch. It's Patty Brockman, Windermere Stellar.